Hello, I'm Chai Hofilenia. Today we will be talking to Sebastian Duterte, the youngest son of Rodrigo Duterte, who is currently the frontrunner in the presidential race. We will be holding elections on Monday, May 9, and there's really just a few days left. Thank you for joining us, Baste. First of all, I'd like to ask you about how it has been on the campaign trail. They say that you're a very shy person, but you've managed to join your father on the campaign trail. Why? How has it been?
Well, yeah, that's true. I'm shy indeed, but alam niyo na, talagang I just felt the need to speak out because I take myself as an ordinary Filipino citizen. And I feel what the common Filipino feels. So,
how is it like to be the son of Rodrigo Duterte? Because he's usually depicted as a tough man, somebody who says, papatayin ko kayo, and people imagine that he's a disciplinarian as a father. How is your relationship with him? As a father, how was he when you were growing up?
it was normal. You know, when I get home, he tells me to study and sleep early. You know, those kinds of things. Like, hindi naman talang the type of person that he is on camera or just sa valley. Hindi naman talaga ganun yung ganun lang. Pagka may kasalanan, then we get punished. It's yeah.
What kind of punishment?
You know, the 90s kids, sinisontohon, you know, ganun. Pag may kasalanan lang naman.
You're the youngest. Ikaw ba yung the favorite also of all?
That's what people say. I don't know. I can't really tell.
He's also projected himself as a man who lives a very, very simple life. Did he try to impose those standards also on you, and was it difficult for you? Has it been difficult for you?
Yes, it's very simple. And when I was younger, every time when some people complain, you know, medyo sometimes, you know, pag may ginawa ako na medyo di nagugustuhan ng tao, tapos umabot sa kanya, sinasabihan niya ako na mayabang ako. Don't do that because it's not because he's in public service, but you know, he wants me to be the way that he is also because he's my father.
He wasn't medyo hesitant siya to run initially for president. What was your stand then? Did you want him to run? Did you prefer that he stayed in Davao and just be mayor?
I did not want him to run. I don't know. We just masaya na kami with our the lack of our family and friends in Davao.
But he decided to run. Did you express support for him? Did he ask you to support him?
No. When we run, yes, natawa na lang ako kasi tumakbo talaga eh. Yung mga volunteers kasi, because I attended his first sortie out of Mindanao sa Tagaytay. Nangyari nun, nakilala ko yung some of the volunteers. So I couldn't just refuse them because they asked me to help my dad. O papa. They told me to if I could help him. So sinabi ko, of course, yes. Kasi parang nahiya na rin ako. He's my father. And ito yung mga tao na tumutulong sa kanya out of, you know, pure volunteerism. And they spend their own money. So I just had to.
Do you think he'll make a good president?
Yes, of course.
On the campaign trail, what did you learn or what did you notice about his supporters? Because from here, what we've seen is wherever he goes, malaki lagi yung crowd. He has a very, very strong following. Did you get the chance to speak with these followers and supporters?
Yes, towards the end of the campaign, my recent sorties, Kasi wala na yung the places that we go to, alam na nilang hindi na mapupuntahan ng tatay ko. So, kahit ako lang na pupunta, they would show up na ganun karami.
How would you explain the big crowds and yung parang it's also phenomenal in a sense, no? Because he is a mayor from Davao, was only a congressman, and then now suddenly running for president, and he's #1.
Well, like I said, it's really unexpected. I did not expect it. The crowd, kasi nga, like you said, we're just from Davao. Nobody really knew about my father before the campaign.
Did you expect the level of negative campaigning that has occurred in the last few days? Si Senator Trillanes has made a lot of allegations, no? There's hidden wealth, supposedly unaccounted for, huge amounts of money in bank accounts, and then your properties of the children, supposedly. Is there any truth to these allegations?
First, I did not expect that. No, I expected that because I can see on social media from the start of the campaign that they've been doing a lot of demolition jobs. Mm-hmm. And about properties, when that came out, what I know is that my mom bought it for me. So that's it. It's just under my name. I think it's practical because my mom should put it in my name.
But this was not declared now in his statement of assets, liabilities, and net worth.
That I don't know what it is.
Okay. Are there other properties in Davao that, because that is also one of the allegations of Senator Trillanes, that you, the children, also have all these properties over there?
So, totoo lang, hindi ko alam talaga. Hindi ko alam. Kasi before, the apartment, now I'm living in a house in front of my father's house. That's almost safe. Sa low-cost housing. So, kung nandun man yung mga properties na yan, it's useless. Hindi ko man lang ginamit.
So do you see all this as just black propaganda?
Yes, definitely, yes. The people of Davao can speak for me. They're there, and that's it. It is black propaganda.
There's also talk about because nga yung image ng father mo is that he's a tough guy and he will kill criminals and drug addicts and all that. And therefore, he will be a threat to democracy. Do you agree with that?
Of course, I do not agree with that. It's not a vigilante kind of justice. It's he uses the law every time. Every time, because they always hear of extrajudicial killings in Davao. But in fact, it's not. It started in Davao before. My father's opponents in politics, that they made that story in rhetoric. Yun yung parang naging myth ng Davao, but it's not true. Mm-hmm. So it's the police enforcers who are, doing this. They're with the law, and they're on. My dad is only implementing. Kasi naman yung mga police na yan, they don't want to be. They want to get killed. They have to lalaban dapat sila. Mm-hmm. They have to protect themselves. Mm-hmm. So that's.
All of these negative stories, negative allegations against your father, is it affecting you and the family?
Not really. Kasi from the time I was born, yung tatay ko nasa politics na yan. So, sanay na ako.
Paano kung manalo siya and he goes to Malacanang? Will the three of you and the youngest one, the little girl, join him in Malacanang? Paano yung hati nyo? What kind of a president will your father be if he wins?
A radical president. So make things happen.
Pero realistic ba yun? Like, he's been saying on the campaign trail that he will try to suppress crime in 3 to 6 months. Hindi ba kayo natatakot that he's also creating very high expectations?
No. Kasi the way that I know my father. When he says something, he's going to do it. Going to prove himself.
But the fear nga is if he fails to do it because this is now ruling over a country and not just a big city, then and the expectations are not met, then people can become very, very disappointed.
So ready to step down. Kung hindi niya nagawa yan, bababa yan. Kung ayaw ko na sa husband niya because if he cannot fulfill his promise, then bababa yan.
How about his vice president? Mukhang si Bongbong or Lenny might become vice president, one of them. Will he be able to work with either of the two? Or mas mahirapan siya working with a woman?
I think it's willing to work with anyone. As long as it's for the people. So it's for the people and they have the willingness, the political will. Yeah.
Yung criticism ng followers of your father is that because they're very, very active on social media, on Facebook, on Twitter, and ang daming comments, no, whenever stories are published about him, they're very engaged. Is there a possibility, if you're afraid that cheating could happen, all these people could go out in the streets and protest and stage rallies?
Yes, I hope nga na hindi mapupunta sa gano'n. I think that's very possible. It will happen because of evidence na naging cheating on election day.
How about the ties with the left? Kasi sinasabi he can communicate with Joma Sison, the NPAs, and he can also communicate with the Muslim rebels.
Yung ano naman kasi, just very romantic in that way. It's not yet really ties with them that it goes up and something like that. No, it just goes up and talk to people.
At malapitin siya sa babae.
Maybe.
You think he's just being misunderstood by the Manila media? Yung humor niya, hindi ba naiintindihan? Is that something that's peculiar or specific to Davao or the Visayans?
Yes, yes. Very specific to us. Yung humor niya kasi, you know, the way he talks, pag nagtatanong siya, brings kind of accent. So that's why when he delivers those, you know, like punchline, it's not fit for the some people. But you know, besides in the language, you know, it's funny for us.
And the cursing is part of it.
Yes.
So it's not going to end if your father, contrary to survey results, if biglang he loses, you can live with it.
Of course.
Maybe just a last question. What was the biggest learning that you got from this experience, being part of the campaign of your father, even if you were hesitant about it? Anything new that you thought of or discovered, either about him or about Filipinos?
You know, they really love their country. They can be patriotic. Yung buhay ng Pilipino, nawala yung love purpose. So, kung nakita ko yung mga tao, they're really patriotic. Yung mga supporters naman ng tatay ko, they're the ones who are dissatisfied with the government. So, they really want change. They really want change. Yeah.
Is politics a field that you could probably enter in the future?
Talaga. Ngayon lang to, I heard it, you're not going to see me anymore. Really. Ngayon lang to.
Okay. Thank you very much for speaking with us, and good luck.
Thank you.
We've been speaking with Sebastian Duterte, the son of Rodrigo Duterte. Thank you very much for joining us.